Hey, what's up guys, TotallyDubbed here, and today I'm doing a video review for the Philips 272P4APJKHB 27-inch monitor that's been professionally calibrated by Adobe sRGB standards. So first of all, in terms of price, you can find it at Amazon.co.uk for £572, so a very expensive monitor. Link will be in the description below in case you're interested. So what do you get for a £572 monitor? Well, as you'll be able to see, this is the Philips page. I will link this in the description below in case you're interested, but you'll be able to see its specs over here. So the main specs, the things that you're going to look out for is the aspect ratio at 16:9. As I said, it's 27-inch monitor running on IPS AHV LCD technology. It's a 60 Hz monitor, and no, it does not overclock over 60 Hz. It's also a monitor that has 12 millisecond response time. However, this can be boosted down artificially down to 5 milliseconds gray to gray scale. The resolution of this monitor is 2560 times 1440p, so that's a very nice resolution to have. So as you can see, this monitor is very much a professional grade monitor made for people that are very much conscious about the colors. Now for me, when I review monitors, colors is one of the biggest things for me, and I'm going to mention that quite a lot because obviously it's one of the biggest seller points of this monitor. Before getting into that, I would like to talk about its build quality and its features it's got. So first of all, at the bottom right, you'll be able to see the buttons, so to speak. Now these buttons are actually, they're actually touch based. So you touch them over here and they come up. So I'm not a big fan of the touch based system because it's just a little bit slow for me in terms of its reaction, but it does work and it's nice. Speaking of that, it does pop up the OSD, which I'm just going to go through, just because I want to share my settings in terms of what I've put in my, what I set my monitor to. So you can see it's got a power sensor, and I'll show you this in just a second. It means that it can automatically switch off your monitor or switch it back on when you're away or at the desk. You got different inputs, so you got two HDMI inputs, a DisplayPort and DVI, which is brilliant, and they can be found underneath the monitor. You've also got USB 3.0, and the cable that's used with it is actually used also to power the camera, the inbuilt camera, and I'm going to show you that and its quality in just a bit. So first of all, as you can see, the settings, so I've got my brightness at 85, contrast 65, the rest at 50, and I've got the smart response at faster. It goes at different sort of settings. You can go off, you can go fast, you can go faster, and you got fastest. I tried different ones, and faster seemed to work sort of give me the midpoint. The reason why is because when you go to the faster setting, you get a little bit too much ghosting for me, and when you go off, then the response time is just a little bit too slow for me. The testing methodology was just me going on CSGO and playing some deathmatch just to see how it would respond. Now what I like about the OSD, which is not something I normally mention, is the amount of options you get. So you can see you can go via the color space, and you can change the color space. I've left it on auto. You can change the 6 saturation and the 6 colors. So this is really nice because often you only get RGB and you don't get all these extra controls. But as you can see, this monitor is really designed for those which have got some picture editing to do, or any sort of editing that they wish to do. This is very much centric. It's very much photocentric. So as you can see, all those options there are provided. Now if I go back and go just one down, you can see it's got PIP. You can enable PIP if you so wish. You've got audio, which obviously it's done via DisplayPort or HDMI. At the moment it's connected via DVI, so that's not the case. And you can see via color. So you got Adobe RGB, which I liked, but I preferred my user-defined settings. The color temperature was decent in terms of its default settings that it came with, and you got sRGB as well. So as you can see, lovely little settings over here. If I just change it up to Adobe RGB, it looks it looks very nice. But I personally prefer it on user-defined. Just for the sake of the review, I'm going to leave it on Adobe RGB. Languages, it's got various languages, and you've got the OSD settings, and of course the setup where you can change the DisplayPort settings, which I highly suggest if you're going to use DisplayPort, use it on 1.2. Anyway, the OSD is something I don't normally mention, but the reason I mention this is because it is very thorough, and you've got a lot of color options there which obviously link in very well with the monitor. Now, as I mentioned in the OSD, you've got several other settings. So for example, the power sensor. Now the power sensor might be a little bit hard to see on my camera. Hopefully maybe if I can just tilt the screen just a little bit. Anyway, there's two little sensors over here, and they're there for the power. So in other words, it adjusts the display time of it being on and off when you're next to the monitor. Now, underneath the monitor on the left hand side, just over here, there's a little headphone jack sign, and what I really like about this, as you can see just there, is that you can actually plug in your headphones directly here. This is really nice because most screens have them at the back, and it's completely pointless to have them at the back because you're not going to keep tilting your monitor. It's a really simple design to have this, and I really like the fact that Philips actually thought this through. Now, speaking about the design, I want to talk about the actual stand itself. Now, the stand itself is very well made. I really do like it. It's a very solid stand. It doesn't make the screen wobble at all. It is just a little bit bland in terms of colors, so it's got a sort of grey color, grey sort of finished brushed color, which is nice, but due to its having quite big bezels all around on the side, it does make it just look a bit too clunky. Now I just take the camera back just a little bit just to show you this, so just go back over here. My camera's not going to pick it up just due to its light shifting, but anyway, it's got big bezels over here because of the power sensors. It's got a big bezel at the top because of the camera sensor. So it's just a little bit big for me personally, but you know, it's just something you're going to have to live with just because of the features it's got. Now the stand itself is very nice. It adjusts, it tilts, and it also pivots all the functionality you want. So the stand itself is very nice, and I really do like it. So now let's go on to the actual camera. So the camera is obviously a built-in functionality. As you can see over here, I am recording myself on Skype, if I just bring the camera a little bit forwards over here. And the camera is of good quality, obviously not the best resolution, but it's very nice in terms of Skype calls. It's going to work really well, and as you can see, you're not getting much blurring or anything like that. So I really do like the camera, and of course it does come with a little inbuilt mic which is situated at the top of the monitor as well. So I really do like the fact that they've actually thought about this as well. Just exit Skype. Now the colors. So the colors, as I mentioned, you can set up in the way you prefer, but it's being calibrated out the box. I did play around with the settings a little bit and found my sort of perfect colors, and I must say this is a stunning monitor to look at. It's possibly one of the best monitors I've come across in terms of colors and its color reproduction out the box. It doesn't really need any sort of color profiles or anything like that. Just out the box, it looks fantastic. The colors are really rich, they come out very well. Obviously it can be adjusted in terms of tone, how much you want them to be, sort of cold tone or a warm tone. I've gone for a slightly warmer tone personally when I did my user defined settings, and it looks absolutely fantastic. Now the deep blacks are quite well done. This is a little bit blue, but anyway, its deep blacks are very well done, and the white colors come very well out. There's not much backlight bleeding either, so that means it's really nice in terms of if you're going to be using it in sort of a dark space or whatever like that, and in a dark background, you're not going to have to worry about that backlight bleeding coming through. So it does come out very nicely in that respect. So the colors are definitely one of the biggest plus points about this monitor. It is really set for purpose, and you do buy it for the colors. It does look fantastic. I mean, look at this picture, for example. You got a lovely shade of colors, and they come out very, very well. I absolutely love it. So really well done, Philips. I mean, you guys are looking to hit that market for that professional sort of editors, or in terms of the video editors, photo editors, or people who just like using Photoshop or something. And this monitor is one of the best monitors, if not the best monitor I've come across in terms of color space and general sort of color settings that you can go through. So very, very impressive. In terms of the gaming experience now, I must mention that because I'm a gamer, and on terms of CSGO, I did feel that it was a little bit slow to respond. So that 12 millisecond response time did come into play, and it did feel just a little bit slow. As soon as I put the smart response onto faster, out of the 3-4 settings that it's got, it felt a little bit better, but there's a little bit of ghosting occurring, which I did notice when, say, players were moving, say, left to right, and I had to shoot them, and there's a little bit of a ghost behind it. It's not a big problem because this monitor is not made for gamers. However, it's something I just thought I should mention just in case you're a casual gamer on top of a person who likes photo editing or video editing like myself. So it was very much acceptable for gaming, but if you're going to take gaming on another scale and very seriously, then obviously this monitor won't be on your buy list in the first place anyway, not only due to its price, but due to its fit for purpose. Anyway guys, I really do recommend this monitor. As I said, do check it out in the description below. The only con about it, in terms of the only flaws I found, was mainly the fact that its bezels were quite big. Obviously its price is going to be a huge deterrent to a lot of people, and on top of that, its USB included 3.0 USB cable over here is a little bit short. The USB connections are on the left hand side, and most people have their PCs on their right hand side due to where the window is, and it just felt a little bit awkward. I've just got it running through my desk at the moment. It doesn't really matter as I'm reviewing it, but if you're using this on a day-to-day basis, you might want to get a USB 3.0 hub of some sort, or something like an extension of some sort that you can actually use the USB 3.0 cable around the back of the PC. As I said, the USB 3.0 cable is very important because it is the one which controls the camera and the mic, so therefore it is important for you to have it plugged in or actually use it because it does come in useful. Anyway guys, I've been Totally Dubbed. Hopefully you've enjoyed this review. As I said, do check it out on Amazon in case you're interested. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about the monitor, and generally in terms of professional monitors go for editing and video editing. What do you think about it? And yeah, if you've got it, then share your thoughts and opinions. I'll be very much happy to read them. Alright guys, I've been Totally Dubbed. Take care. Bye bye.